Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle QNEZ or QNEZ from CZT Susan Kelley Pundt. Oh, this is an amazing tangle. So much fun. It's one that fits into the category easier than it looks, and we love those kind. It's a grid pattern. And I love the name. It comes from quick and easy. So, and it does fit the bill. I'm gonna do it on a as a 4 square, so you can see. And actually, I will never mind. I was gonna tell you which way I was gonna do it, but it's not gonna matter to you right now. All right, and let's divide that in half, and in half again. All right. I'm going to do 1 square to start, and then we'll finish in the rest. Now, in the description section, links to step outs. I have my version, and then I will put a link um, to Susan's version as well. And of course, uh, and in mine, what I decided to do was to split up the first shape, and so in mine it'll be a little 4 square. I have one A, B, C, D. In Susan's, she put little dots in the centers of the sides of the grid, and if you need to do that, then you can. It's one of those that I just didn't feel the need to do that, so I did mine without. So what you're going to do is, so we're going to start on in the center of the left side, going to the center of the top with a curved line aiming towards that corner. So just like that. And you know what? If you get close, in Zentangle, close, you still get the cigar. And then you're going to do it from here over to the middle of that side. Okay. And say, and close again. Close, you still win the cigar. So these two are curving towards the corner. The bottom two are going to curve away from the corner that they're being drawn in. Or you could think of it as that it's actually going to be exactly the same as this. And then, of course, just kind of eyeballing where that middle is and doing the same side there. So this is the first shape. Okay. You know what? And actually, I'm going to repeat that. Let's that way, if you missed something, we'll do it again. That way I'll get these other 4 sides done. And the nice thing is that when you're doing it in a grid, and I'm going to do them all the same way up. That's what I interrupted myself earlier. I'm like, oh, that's not going to matter if I tell you that or not right now. But so here it's like, oh, well, here I don't have to think about this one because it's already there for me. And of course, turn in the tile so that way keep your hand comfortable. It's like the hand is just doing this. The tile is moving, so that way I can just do this, and I don't have to contort my hand or anything. And I do believe, and in comment below, because I was having a conversation with someone about, if left-handed, right-handed. I'm gonna guess that it's the same or similar. It's concept. We just want to keep your hand comfortable. Um, oh, and actually, look at that. It creates a neat shape. It creates a meta shape of the same thing right in the center. All right, next step is from this center point up here, we're going to do a curve line. Sometimes it ends up being straight. It's one of those, hey, it could be up to you. So from here, from this center point to that corner of the grid, like so. And then same on the other side, like that. Now we'll continue that over. This one And actually, what I like to do a lot of times is do the same stroke in all of the boxes, then turn the tile. So that way I'm not flipping the tile back and forth so many times. But I wanted to do just the one step here so you could see it. Kind of in context, sort of. And then too, sometimes, when it gets to this point, with all of the lines, it gets a little, yeah, like eyeball confusing. And then her last step was to put in this corner. I have different names for it. I like to steal from Maria. I think she called it a tethered orb. So we're tethering it here, or it's like kind of like you're blowing a bubble, right? If you've done the Tangle Flux, it's a flux shape, a Rix Flux primarily. You could think of it as a teardrop, whatever works for you. I like to say all of those names so that way, no one's no one's gonna say I don't know what you mean, unless there's a shape, unless there's a word that I haven't come up with yet. That's possible. And we're just having it, the bulbous end touch that line, the first line, first and second line that we created. Okay, that's it. And then it's decorating time. And hmm, I'm just thinking maybe, well, there's some things. Let's see. Take a look at the For More Inspiration link, especially, yeah, the For More Inspiration link, because that way you can see how Susan used it. There are so many ways and so many things that you can do. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. In my step out, I did a couple samples, and let me replicate one of them. And yeah, because I like it. Okay, so in this one, what I did was I filled in behind here. You could, if you wanted to, and I did this on some other ones, and I will show you in a little bit. You can put more of these. You can fit more of those shapes in there, and it looks really, really neat. You can put one on this side, one on this side, and it's really, really cool looking. Sometimes that's a challenge with these tangles, that you have so many choices. I kind of get stuck in my head a little bit with it, as you could just tell from a minute ago. But sometimes you just pick one thing to start if you have that same challenge. Some people don't, but some people do. And if you don't, then you're not worried about it. You're like, yeah, okay, yeah, blah blah blah, whatever. Just go and have some fun. But I almost need to, and I'm gonna. Well, maybe I will create a list to find the right term. I mean, it's kind of fill in, but it's fill in. It's not a fill in tangle, because a fill in tangle is kind of like this, where you have a space and you fill in that space with this tangle. Maybe it's just a decorating list. Yeah, that could work, because you could put textures in there, and the textures could be orbs, could be the flux shape, Rix Flux to be specific, because it works really, really well. Could also do straight lines, or did I say orbs already? If I didn't say orbs already, or tipple, the tangle tipple, that usually works well. I should probably, well, this is so tiny, I don't want to accidentally go over something. Straight lines, you can, aura sections. Oh, I didn't do that. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. That's a good idea, Heather. Okay, yeah, you're welcome. All right. Let me pause real quick and finish filling these in, because you don't need to painfully watch me do this. I'm almost done though. But 1 second. Okay, all finished there. one caution point when you fill in a lot like this, be really careful where you touch, because I was good, but sometimes it stays wet for a little bit, not too long, but you can smudge it and whatnot. So just be careful. I'm thinking I should have just waited to do that one at the end, but oh well. All right, then. So there are, like I said, fun things that you can do to disguise the lines, so that way then you don't even realize when you look at it later, when somebody else looks at it, um, how it was created and that it was a grid. Uh, Also, some of the other lines you can disguise as well. And so I'm going to start with, so these little shapes on the side, if you aura this line, and say it has a slight curve, so I'm going to try to aura that curve, but at the same time, I kind of like it on the straight-ish side, but that works. And see, and you see how it just disappears. And then part of it on our side is like, oh, I just have to, if you just forget that it's there. I mean, because we know. And that's one way that you can take care of that. And then we'll do that for the other ones here. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to aura. And well, am I matching these up? No, not necessarily. I'm not necessarily worrying about that. You can if you want to on this. I could have just drawn like a curve line meeting those up, but I didn't. And actually, I'm kind of being more deliberate. I went a little bit lighter, although it's too late now. One thing with this is just be consistent. Whatever you end up doing. We were talking on the call about when you have an oops, which is wait an occasional opportunity that presents itself suddenly. Then it's like whatever happens, then just be consistent with it, and who knows, you might even create a new tangle out of it. But it's the don't worry about it, just keep going. Oh, that's neat. And okay, we'll do these two, and then yeah, I'm going to modify what I did. Now it is helpful to get on that line, start on the line, and end on the line. I was going just shy of it. Yes, in this one I did it kind of straight, so do that this way, because again, auraing the contour of it helps to disguise it. We were joking on the call that because the way mom did hers, same idea, but it looks more like I don't know. Well, it reminded us of a tangle we kind of it's one of those it's okay, don't care for it, because it ends up looking like a bug. And so this kind of has that look, but not so much. If you keep the lines kind of straight, it doesn't take on that look. To me, it's making me think of like an Egyptian, like King Tut's. The was it the funeral mask or something, like on the sides where it has those bands like that. So that's kind of cool. All right, now I'm gonna aura this inside. And if you don't know what that means, as you can see, I'm just well, and I use the term here because auraing, meaning we're keeping a certain distance, and it's like an outline, but we're just yeah, keeping that distance and auraing the contour. And usually, it's like I'm doing this. I'm gonna just change my direction. Oh, so much nicer. I like it when I can see what I'm auraing. When I was doing it here, the pen is covering the line, and it's one of those. It doesn't seem like it should really matter, and obviously because I just did it kind of naturally, but it just wasn't feeling very comfortable. So it's like just move the tile, just move the tile. It's all good. And then I'm gonna do straight lines inside this section because I what I had done on the step out, and I'm gonna make these lighter. So I'm gonna just kind of, as I say, like tickling the paper, because what's nice about that is it makes it like kind of naturally wiggly a little bit, and so you don't have to worry about if they're too close together. Like I said, it just has a little bit different look. And I think I'm going to leave those bottom pieces open. And I have one last thing that it's telling me it wants to do. But so again, this is what's fun about this one is that I mean it's just up to your imagination. Actually, I'm just going to do a line in. Oh no. Well, yes. I usually do the line. Oh no, it just needs to have a dot. It's like I can't in my step out. I just left them open, but here I'm just feeling the need to have it just because. But yeah, so that's it. And then of course you can have some fun with shading. Um, there's still just a plethora of ways that you can have fun with this. And I'm just gonna do this. Maybe I'll add some more a little bit later. Sometimes I like to do this on where there's these lines like this. Number one, it kind of hides the ends. It also pushes this section back a little bit into the recess of the tangle, and I just like the way that ends up looking. Actually, let me do all of this side all at once, and I'm just bringing it in a little bit because I want to make sure that we have a little teeny bit of natural tile color in the center, or at least it's less gray, so that way it kind of gives it some dimension. Otherwise you could fill it in solid if you wanted to. That's completely up to you. Oops. But it just adds some dimension. This is needing something here too, isn't it? Yes, it is. And well, it's not going to work. I'm just using what's left on my tortilla. It works to a certain extent, but not completely. This pencil is just a little bit too sharp. Okay. And again, same idea. And I don't like to see that pencil line. That's why I was like, it feels like it's a little too sharp. And I'll do that side last because I didn't put any graphite on there. And then working to not have it go in the other sections. And sometimes it's kind of hard. There we go. Let's see, how much do I got left? Not bad. At least want to get it up into into that corner, and not have a little gap. There we go. It's a neat tangle. So let me share with you, as we close out. the brilliant thing about this tangle is because of the decorating options, and it also because when you use it as a fragment, and fragment just means it's just uh, the one box, and you can turn it different ways. So I could have done these are all in the same direction. If you let's see, oh well, okay. If I took this and flipped it upside down so that way these little flux shapes were meeting, and if I added some, then you would end up with this. And what's so neat is it's like, yep, same tangle, just decorated differently. And like I said, this you can fit one on either side, the little flux shapes. This one this is on a prepped tile, and I used a white jelly roll behind it. And then down here, this is this shape. And so in the spirit of disguising the line, so you can see here's that line. I added two more and then put some rounding on the tips. And it kind of gives it a little bit of a flux shape like that, but it's still a little bit different. And that's what I did on that one, and then added some white charcoal. And then this one is really it's similar to this in that, but I have it bigger. So this was a 4 square, just as this is. This one is a 16 square because I wanted to. And same idea here that I did. And yeah, but I left everything else open and just used had some fun with colored pencil and shading and the little stirred up tangle, making so instead like this, making this solid, where here I didn't bother with it. It's just it's kind of highlighted. So neat tangle. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you have fun and play with this tangle. If you enjoyed it, click like, share it, subscribe to the channel, leave comments. All of that, any and all of those efforts, I appreciate greatly. It helps to get the word out about the video. So again, I appreciate it greatly. In the description section, I mentioned the step outs. Below that, if you would like to join me sometime, me and my mom and our wonderful family of Tangle Addicts, and explore Tangle. So this is what we do. Here's the Tangle. You do whatever you want to do with it. It's about exploring the Tangle. It's free sessions. I do 2 of them. We do the same Tangle both times. I have a lot of people that join both times. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, the only thing is we're just exploring tangles and different ways to use it. Everybody gets their own idea because we kind of talk through the tangle first and look at things, and then it's just kind of a free for all after that. And then we have a great reveal and show our work. I take a screenshot. Now, if you would like to see that information and have and the replays, I do post the replays when I get them done. I sometimes I'm hit or miss. But I do try to get them out at some point. If you go to my website, which the link is there in the description section, tangleaddicts.com, and subscribe to my blog, when I post it, I post links to the replays, links to this Quickie video, the step outs, the everything, and the screenshots and pictures from the class. So people will send me pictures, or I get them off of our Facebook group, which that link also is in the description section. And I send it out so that way we can all see and enjoy even more what everyone did, and it's just absolutely amazing. So if you like that, subscribe to my blog as well, and yeah, and that's it. So thanks so much for watching, and again, I hope that you take some time and have some fun exploring this tangle and a bunch of different ways to decorate it. And with that, I wish you happy tangling.